So what is a text? This is an underlining theme that we'll work with throughout the semester in various ways, because throughout this semester you will be creating various types of texts. So let's consider for a moment what creates a text, because I don't think this is something that we actually stop and focus on. So is this a text? A lot of you will have an immediate reaction, that knee-jerk yes or no, but I want you to stop and consider why this is or is not a text. What about this? There's words as well as images. Is this a text? And what about this? This is really just an image, but it's still an ad. Is this a text? Again, think about why or why not. Why are you having this immediate reaction? What is your definition of a text? And do these three images fall into that? A text is normally used to denote visual communication. Historically, it has meant anything that is written, but as we've moved into this technological age, this multimodal age, we're not really just limited to that anymore. Texts now encompass so much more than just that written word. When we went from an oral culture to a written culture, and now we're moving back again towards this visual culture, our texts include all of these elements. You've really moved into a multimedia, multimodal culture. And so what this means is something that's multimedia or a multimedia text is that it includes combinations of that written text, letters which form words on a page, images such as photos, which we saw in some of the ads, or art, right? That photo on the first page, if that was by Ansel Adams, we would call that art, right? Moving images, movies, television shows, and sound. So that could be someone speaking as overlaid on a photo for a photo essay. It could be a podcast or even songs, right? Music, composition, along those lines. And multimodal is just another word for multimedia. They're quite often interchangeable. Some disciplines use multimodal only, some use multimedia. There's several other words that people can throw out there. Digital texts is another one. Mostly for this class, we'll be talking about multimodal, multimedia assignments. So I throw this in here because this kind of complicates things. We think about art or things that are more esteemed as far as texts. And here we have comic strips, right? Good old Tundra. But could this be considered a text? Well, of course. Of course it is, right? It follows all those rules that we talked about earlier. It's visual, it is has words, it's conveying a meaning. So here we have a different type of text. And we interact with these texts every day. And that's what we're going to be doing in this unit. We're going to be interacting with the text on a certain level in order to engage and analyze this text. What I want you to do is I want you to use this image here to discuss the rhetorical situation, which we have been reading about, which the previous lecture was about. So, who are the readers of this message? And what is the message? What's the purpose? What's the angle? What's the context? What are they trying to do here? And how are they reaching their audience by this image? So I want you to think about this text and think about the rhetorical situation surrounding this text. Head on over to the discussion board and just engage. Try practicing, seeing what you think. Pick up a thread that someone else is talking about, ask some questions, and just join the conversation.